Good morning. Welcome back to Seeds and Soil. I'm out here on this Sunday morning, walking around my garden, checking things out. Just thought I'd pop on here and share it with y'all. My tomatoes are looking really good. Started them on February, and I've done had to take some suckers off up here. I don't know if that's the correct way to do it. Some people do it, some people don't. I know that my husband has done it in the past with indeterminate tomatoes, but the ones I have are determinate. That one is a cherry tomato, and when I transplanted them out here, I kind of lost track of which ones were which. I've got 3 different kinds of tomatoes. This one I'm sure is different from the cherry, but I don't know what kind it is. I know I had Floridade and Marigold, I think was the name of the other ones. So I've got, and Roma tomato. So that's, yeah, 4 different kinds of tomatoes. So I've got some of all those out here, and they all are looking really good. My jalapeno peppers, they're still here. They ain't died yet like the last ones did. I think those were put out too early, honestly, but I'm learning. So this is another one of my tomatoes, and all these were planted same time inside. They stayed inside probably a month, and then I planted them out here probably about 2 weeks ago. This one here is Aroma. This one is the one I'm really hoping lasts and does really well, so I can make some spaghetti sauces and marinades and stuff like that. Down here on my bell peppers, I still have 2 plants. These are California Wonders, and these were started inside about the same time as the tomatoes, and these have been outside longer than the tomatoes have. So I don't know if the cold has stunted them, or if they're just slow growing, or what. And then I have here my marigold, and I have several of these thrown around in the garden beds, and they're doing really super well. Over here is a Floridade tomato. It's looking really good. I've had to take some suckers off of it too the other day. All planted at the same time. Here's another jalapeno pepper. Tomato, pepper, tomato. Here's a hole where I think a squirrel has been out here. Another marigold. And back over here in my smaller little one, this is my mixed salad mix. And I thinned it out a whole bunch, but a lot of it looks to be trying to bolt, I guess. So I picked some and I ate some a few days ago. It was alright. It's not my favorite lettuce or salad. I like the crispier stuff, and that just wasn't real crispy. My peas are doing really well. I haven't seen a flower yet, but they look great. It's hard to tell on these with the shadows, but over here on the other side of the arch trellis, they look really good. My lima beans, I don't know. My husband fertilized them, and I think he overdid it because I lost like a whole bunch over here. But we put some more seeds in there, so maybe some more come up. Back over here, I went in and planted some, can't remember, some kind of, I think it's lettuce. Not sure. I think it's lettuce though. And this right here is just a rogue tomato plant that was in some of our compost, and it started coming up. Marigold. And that's a jalapeno pepper. This is a black beauty squash. And I don't know if that's the same thing as an eggplant. But these were planted March 20th inside. And we put them out here last week. And they have like tripled in size. And over here, I threw down some radish seeds. Just cause it's fun and easy. And they're doing really well. These were planted on the 23rd of March. And over here, some white onions. And believe it or not, y'all, after all the trouble I've had with cabbage, I still have 1, 2, 3. Got 3 cabbages going. Don't know. I'm not holding my breath on those. And my spinach is looking really good. Nice green. And still with these onions. I thought that they would be done by now, but they haven't fallen over, so still waiting. And over here I've got some butternut squash. Planted it on the 16th of March. And it's looking really good. Really, really good. And in here in the middle, I threw in a couple of turnip seeds. They haven't come up yet. Still waiting on those. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. And over here, my pole beans. They look good, but they seem to be moving awful slow to me. But it's my first time growing them, so I don't know what to expect. But they got all kinds of little new growths in there. So, and then these little things, I threw in some romaine lettuce, and these look really good. I threw these in here about 2 weeks ago, so maybe I'll get some romaine lettuce, at least one anyway. And my carrots, y'all know how thick that was, and I thinned it out, and now you can see, maybe you can see, they have air between them. And they are doing so good. They look good, and I love just to come out and touch them. My husband picks on me about it. And right here, these are the field peas. And they're starting to do a little something. I don't know if these are runner beans or not. So if they start running, then we may have to add a trellis or something for them to grow up. My strawberries are usually sitting over here, but I put them on the back porch last night because it got cold. I just haven't brought them back out yet. And my herb tower is pitiful, y'all. My basil in there looks awfully sad. And most of it has died. Everything on the back side back here, except for 2, has died. And it stays so dry. It's not real dry now, but I just don't know if herbs is what I'm going to keep in those or not. Still haven't done nothing with that bed yet. Our potatoes, I am so proud of these potatoes. I don't know what it's doing underneath the dirt, but on top of the dirt, it looks fantastic. And our little compost stuff, we got all this stuff out of the compost. This is a pumpkin, I believe, and 2 tomatoes. That there was some collards in here. One of them bolted, and the other one my husband just pulled up. He was like, we'll do those in the summer. So, and one little marigold. And back here behind the barn, our little secret garden. Last time I showed you, we only had this middle bed here that we put okra on this end and squash on the other end. And I know it looks awful shady right this minute, but it's morning. It's about 10:30, and the sun is right up there behind them trees. But as it moves this way, there's going to be a lot of sun coming in right through there. But the squash and the okra is doing really good. On this other bed over here, we planted corn and we staggered it. So it'll not be in one row. It's staggered like this. And right down here on the edge, I planted some beets. And behind me over here, we have 2 different kinds of pumpkins, cantaloupe, and watermelon. We put these back here so they'd have room to spread and wouldn't be in the walkway a whole lot. And I figure by the time these are ready, all this will be out, maybe. And I don't think we're going to plant much back here this fall because it will be like really damp and cold back here. But the dirt back here, the ground is so moist from all the years of the mulch and stuff that's built up and built up. It's really good dirt back here, so I'm hoping something good will come out of it. And now our berries. This is my newest little blueberry bush right here. It's got something's been eating on it, and the leaves on this side, or those 2 top leaves, are kind of yellowish. I don't know if it's the variety or if it needs something, but I got a little bit of mulch around it. And this blueberry bush, I want y'all to look. I don't know if you can see it, but all this, so far the cold hasn't seemed to have bothered it a whole lot. And I'm just loving this. I'm hoping the birds stay off of it, but I know they probably won't. Raspberry bush, it's doing really good. I'm not expecting a crop off of any of these this year, of the fruit, but hopefully next year we'll be able to get a lot. So that's it as far as my vegetables. I do want to show you a little bit in my front flower garden. My cosmos down here, they haven't done a whole lot. I think it might be because of the cold. Now when I first made this bed, I planted echinacea right here, and it has not done anything. I don't know if it's still just not time, but I'm still waiting on it. Let's see if I can find it. You remember the bulbs I planted? They're coming up. And there's another one back there. Some more cosmos. There's another cosmo. These here are some of the bulbs that I planted. And back here, my line of sunflowers, they are coming up. And the one on the end here, I want to show you, because this here is the I think it was Mexican blend or mix. This one here, you can see it. It's got purple on the outside of it, and the stem is real dark purple. So I'm hoping that one is a purple sunflower. That would be great. And this here is some more of the bulbs that I planted. They're coming up. And I believe these here are the dahlia seeds that I planted a week or two ago. They're doing good. They're coming up. These are some that my sister gave me when I moved in the house. My sunflowers, planted them on the 20th. Inside. Was it inside? Yeah. No, outside on the 20th. And they're doing good. I know there's some weeds and stuff around. My California poppies. This bed really needs weeding. And this here is my wildflower mix. This was one of the first that I planted. But yeah, guys, that's what's going on in my garden this week. And I hope you all had a happy Easter, because I haven't been on since then, I don't believe. And thanks for hanging out with me and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.